What is up, mofos? JJ back here, this time with a special guest. A little extra emphasis on special. Pro gambler, Joe Appricina, a.k.a. the Factsman. I simply call him Pops.
Well, because I'm your fucking father. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I call you a bunch of things, actually. But what was I going to say? I mean, we haven't done a video together in a long time. It's been
Vegas, I think.
That's right. Oh my God.
Right?
It's been that long. So what are we doing with the half zip here? It's like a peep show.
What do you mean? Just popping in, you mean?
No, I mean the half zip on your hoodie.
Oh, Italian thing. I pawned my jewelry, so I'm kidding. Listen, I don't want to get into, please, before we get started on this, I don't want to be fighting with you on this. Every time we do this, it's always fighting and going on. Just let's do a decent video without, me having to fucking swear at you or you talking trash. Let's do a legitimate video.
I mean, you're combative. That's really what it comes down to.
Not combative. You're what do you call it? You know all the answers. No, you do. I mean, seriously. First of all, listen to me. And I mean, no disrespect. I'm very, very close with your mom. But let's be honest here. You ain't even supposed to be here if she don't pull a goalie. You are not supposed. She pulled the goalie on me. No, of course
I hear it enough from her. That's for sure.
Well, she admitted it. I mean, she thought you were like the miracle baby Jesus #2.
So figured I'd do this video with you. I know I had a lot of people asking about doing a video with you. Finally got you out of witness protection for it. Little cameo spot from you. What I will tell you guys is my little sister's birthday was yesterday, and I gave her a $200 Amazon gift card. Right. My dad
paid 10 cents to see the Statue of Liberty take a piss. Them 200 that came out of his pocket, the fucking moths came out.
My dad calls me and goes, $200 for your little sister. That's all she's worth to you. That's it. 200. You can't give her a little G-ster. I'm like, what is a 10-year-old going to do with $1,000?
I mean, she's got stuff to buy the girl some candy, some some Slurpees. She's got to represent. That kid don't walk in a 7-Eleven with less than 100.
I'm not even going to address that.
But why don't you finish your story? Why don't you say like, oh, by the way, when we go to Vegas at your age, I'm still buying your tickets.
Well, look, the airplane. I mean, it's 50-50, right? I mean, 50-50. Half the time I buy.
You like stories. These people like my stories, right? My right hand to God. Where is it? My right hand to God. I should go blind and die as a fucking leper if I'm making the story up. Okay? Jay, you want to go to Vegas? Yeah, I got a ticket, of course, because I know you ain't going to buy it. No, he'll say to the old, you buy it and I'll reimburse you. Like, I'm at the dice table, he's going to hand me chips. It's never going to happen. I buy the ticket. So I'm trying to zoom in the times where we both arrive at the same time. Get him the ticket. It's Friday. Get in. Get up Saturday morning. And get crushed early Saturday morning on college football. All of a sudden, he's like copping an attitude towards me. Like, what the fuck is this kid mad at? What is it? Are you mad at the games? I mean, shit, you've done this enough times. What the hell you got to be mad at? It's like, you really fucked me. I said, really? What are you talking about? I said, I think we picked 4 games. I think we went 1-3 or 2-2 or something like that. And like, how did I fuck you? He said, because you bought me an airline ticket that didn't have Wi-Fi and I couldn't study. I said, are you fucking joking? What kind of airplanes don't have Wi-Fi? I'm my right hand to God.
That is actually very true.
I said, you want me to call up and say, listen, I want him on a 747. I want fucking rose petals to greet him on the plane. I said, you couldn't study when you got in? And it's like, whatever. But I mean, just blindly betting is just like fucking throwing money away. I mean, when did I become a square? I said, how old are you? Probably about 30 years ago. Story about JJ. 10 years old when you were at PAL playing basketball?
Might have been younger.
Yeah, maybe 9 or 10. He's in this like little douchebag league with just white rich kids. They sucked, but I mean, JJ was fucking horrible. Listen, I'll clean it up. He became really good. So the kid never played, right? I mean, like they put him in the fourth quarter when the team was down by, whatever, just to show a face. Like I used to kind of get pissed at the coach. Before we walk in to his game, and I could see it like it was yesterday, his green uniform, I could see that I call up to make a bet on the game. Virginia Tech is playing Florida State. I said, yeah, and I do my codes or whatever. And this is what a local, this is 25 years ago. So I said, give me, what's the line of Virginia? It was Thursday night game. What's the line of Virginia Tech, South Florida? So this is South Florida 6.5 over Virginia Tech. I said, give me Virginia Tech minus 6.5 for 1,000. Or in New Jersey, they call it 200 times. It's just what they call it. Did you ever hear that one, Jay?
I have.
Times. That's a Jersey term. In New York. Yeah,
maybe I did. I'm just brain farting, but I haven't heard it. At least
200 times is $1,000, but that's the way they changed it. And that's the way they used to say it there. But somebody from Jersey will know what I mean. So we go into the game, and as we go into the game, they're doing the warm-ups. Coach Nick is on the phone, who's also the fucking gym teacher, the health teacher, and coaches everything. So Jed is going into doing layups under the basket. I'm about 2 or 3 feet away. And he says, does his code to call in. And he's like, what do you got? Florida State 7.5? Yeah, give me Florida State for 200. And JJ stops doing the shoot around. He says, Coach Nick, Florida State's only 6.5, not 7.5. That's you gave an extra point. And the coach is like, what are you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about. And he said, yeah, you bet Florida State minus 7.5. My dad bet Florida State minus 6.5. You got a bad number. It's a fucking 10, right? So all of a sudden, he's like, it's not what you think. So I said, Coach, can I get you for a second? And he said, yeah. I said, listen, don't sweat it. I mean, my son knows what I do. A lot of times I'll bet a game once in a while just to have something to root for instead of having to go through all the work. I said, but he ain't gonna say nothing. He's like, I could lose everything. I said, listen, this kid learned to keep his mouth shut when he was in the fucking womb. He ain't saying nothing. So the game's getting ready to start. He's like, all right, starting lineup. Abrasina, you're in that fucking point guard or whatever.
Captain.
That year, what?
Captain.
He didn't fucking sit on the bench for a second. He got to the point where he had to ask. He's like asking to get out because he was so fucking tired and played all 4 quarters. But I'll tell you what, you became really good for playing. You sucked.
I was all right. I mean, yeah, I got better after like 3rd, 4th grade. My game evolved.
And FSU covered. But yeah, that was a pretty good one. I remember that one. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to get me to do the book on the what do you call it? On the funny stories. I remember there was a guy from ABC News in Vegas. It was after the $1 million contest, and he had asked me. He says, if you didn't gamble on sports, what would you do? I said, I'd be a thief. He's like, what? So I said, yeah, I'd be a thief. He's like, well, what kind of thief? I said, I'd be a casino cheat. It's out loud. He says, you can't cheat in a casino. I'm like, yeah, you can. So I said, listen to me. If I'm going to do it, I mean, I'm not going to get caught, but if I had fluke do get caught, you could say that we're just doing an experiment here because, So he says, sure. So I said, all right, we're going to do 2 games. I said, we're going to do roulette and we're going to do craps. So he said, all right. And so we go to the crap table, right? And I got a bunch of black chips. And the dice are coming out. I said, I get the field for 100. And the guy says, bet. Guy throws a field. I dropped 4 black chips, 400. He says, what did you bet? I said, field, 400. He said, oh, I said field for 100. I said, no. Guy does it again, throws the dice, 8. No field, 8. Excuse me. Here's $100. What was that? I said, can I get the field for 100? Oh, okay. So you got a 3-to-1 shot, to do it. The guy looked at me. He's like, I can't fucking believe it. So we go over to the roulette table, and I said, go. Here's $100. Get dollar fucking chips, right? Get a bunch of dollar chips in any color you want, and I want you to play the same. I want you to just, put your chips on top of my chips when I tell you to. I'll just, so we're playing a couple spins. I'm betting like 100 on 2 or 3 numbers, straight up. So I lose 300, I lose 600. And then I says, now, I want, once the number is called, right, I want you to put the chip right on it. The lady's going to say no bet. He said, well, I can't put the number on after the number's called. I said, sure you can. They're just going to take your chip off. But I said, in the meantime, in that stack, I put 2 black chips underneath there. So when they take the chips off, you're not going to get paid for it. So I'll never forget. The guy sits at the wheel and it's like, I says, this roll. And he says, 26 black. And he gets like 10 $1 chips and he puts it on 26 black. But underneath that, on his yellow chips, it had 2 black chips underneath it. And the guy says, hey, what are you doing? The roll is done. No bet. He said, oh, I'm sorry. I got all caught up. You know, he knew what to say. And he said, I'm sorry. You're going to have to take your chips off. I'm going to take your chips off. So he grabs a stack of chips and takes it off. And I says, make sure you leave them fucking 2 black ones. I've been getting my ass kicked here. 7,000 pay the guy. I said, when did you fucking bet that? This fucking guy's tailing me. I said, that's why he's betting me. You see the guy's fucking hawking every bet I make like I know something. I was born on the 26th, and my kid's 26. Well, yeah, there's a lot of shit. But it's a free $7,000. And he's like, so you pretty much just made $7,000. And I said, well, yeah. I said, how many casinos in this fucking town? And he says, a lot. I said, how many shifts per casino? I said, you know, that's what I would do. And he couldn't fucking believe it. Now, the problem with that is you can only get away with it once. But look, at seven dimes a clip, right? Get away with it, you know, 20 times. That's a fucking 140 grand. The best one was when I took you when you were 16, and I said, listen, I'm going to do something no father ever done. I'm going to take you for your first blowjob. Remember that? I took you, and you come out like 15 minutes later. He said, I don't know why you paid $20 for that. That didn't taste that good. That's the story.
No, it's not a true story. Yeah, that's a true story. No, it's not a true story.
No, it's a true story, but you've overcame that. You have. I mean, look, a lot of people would have felt, you know, would have slipped.
Let's let me ask you this real quick. A game you like for this weekend. What's one in particular for college you like?
For the most part, you know, I'm either going to play a team in Virginia in college football or a team in Florida or against them. You know, I never understood how people can play play like Hawaii one game and then like Syracuse the next game. It's too much to cover. I mean, I think of myself as being smart, but I ain't that smart. I can't follow all them teams, nor do I want to. So I kind of specialize on a couple of conferences and stay home, and I do real well. I don't think there's anybody that probably knows the University of Virginia better than I do, especially in basketball and in football. Something that a lot of people may not be privileged to know. The COVID situation has struck Charlottesville a bit. Their practice has been so on and off, and they haven't had the time. They got a quarterback coming in who's taking over for Bryce Perkins. I think his name is Brendan Armstrong. New to the game. Perkins was 78% of their offense from running and throwing the ball. Now, a great college football quarterback might be responsible for 40 or 50%. He's responsible for 78. I don't know how this kid is going to be able to do that. Also, Virginia is going to have a rough year based on their schedule. I think they're at Clemson, at Florida State, at Miami, maybe even at Notre Dame. I don't know, but I mean, it's just they got at Virginia Tech, they got some critical. They got 4 unwinnable games, but I don't like a team that has not had physical contact with another team. When the team that they're playing, it has already played 2 games.
Yeah, Duke's already played 2.
So Duke didn't look bad defensively. They looked bad against Boston College, but you got to figure when the season starts, you're improving every week. Okay, every week you're improving more and more and more. So when they go into the film room and Virginia's going to look at the film and say, okay, they did this, they did that. They're going to be pretty confused. It's because it's not like Duke's going to run the exact same thing for them to watch. Now, you may sit there and say, well, Duke doesn't have anything to see on Virginia. Well, nobody does because they got a new quarterback. I think Duke wins the game outright, but if I could take 5, why not? Teaser players, I think 15 is a good number. I don't know if it's going to go up or down. I mean, I think it's going to sit at 5. I don't know. I think it'd be crazy to go to 6, key number. Be crazy to drop to 4. So, I mean, I think 5 is just basically a number saying, well, they're either going to win by a touchdown or lose outright. So, I mean, that's how I like Duke as an underdog to beat Virginia.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like the I like the call. I like the call for sure. It makes sense. Obviously, I was surprised to see you fade in Virginia, so it makes me like it even more. But yeah, no, truly, thanks again for popping in.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll try to do these more
I'll
often.
do a live one with you. Because so I want to answer questions from people. You asking me questions. That's fucking silly.
We can do we can definitely get a live one going in the next few weeks. But yeah, this is late for you. It's already past your bedtime.
Oh yeah, it is for sure.
But look, thanks again for popping. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Obviously, like it if you did. If you didn't, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, stay tuned for more content on the channel, and stay tuned for more facts as well. All right, later, guys.
All right, be good, everybody.